two-time Intercontinental Champion, ninth wonder of the world, Joanie Laurer, a.k.a. Chyna, has passed away at the age of 45. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here. Man. So I was editing last night's episode of Destroying Kayfabe, episode number 3. And we had just got done. I was putting it all together here and saw that the guys were chit-chatting on Twitter, so I jumped in the conversation, checked it out, and they're talking about that Chyna died, but it was so early, there was, oh, okay, well, let's get some confirmation before we start freaking out. Well, after some, studying in the media and everything, yeah. And it's just tragic. It really is, because, she had become a lot more visible within the last, I'd say, year or so. She started doing YouTube videos. And, she went back and forth with the whole, yeah, I'd like to get back in the good graces of the WWE, and yet she also said some pretty, nasty things here and there about, how she was treated or whatnot, or relationships she had. And I'm not going to go deep into that. I'm just saying general things here. And I'm certainly not going to put blame on anyone. Like, oh, well, this person said this, or this person should have said that. No, this isn't about that. All the people that are doing that need to shut the hell up and stop that. This is about paying tribute to one of the most influential women in wrestling history. All the he said, she said shit needs to stop. Because it's not right. If you, the old classic saying goes, if you're not going to say anything nice, don't say anything at all. And I was talking to my wife earlier today, and, you look back on everything she did, even outside of wrestling, and, man, she had so many demons, and, yeah, I'll admit, I watched all that stupid VH1 stuff where she was in the Surreal Life, Vern Troyer and all those guys, and they're all partying their asses off, and, and back then, yeah, I'll admit, it was fun. It was funny, but it was tragic in the same aspect, she was going through all that stuff with X-Pac. And just how her hot mess of a life at a time played out on TV. And now 10 years later, last year, it seemed like she was trying to finally, get away from all the negativity. She was in, Japan or China? I'm sorry, I forget which one. And she was teaching English over there. And, like I said, she started making these YouTube videos, and some of them were cool, some of them were cute, but some of them were really off. You could tell she was struggling. especially the last few that she made. I watched the one that she made this last Sunday, just a few days ago, the last one, and she's, man, I watched it after all this came out, and I'm sitting here crying just watching it because, you know, she's making smoothies, she's slurring words, she's rambling, she's under the influence of something, you know, and it's, you know, she was one of those within the last year that I kept saying to myself, I'm like, you know, DDP has reached out and helped a lot of people. A lot of people. Namely the few, you know, within the last few Hall of Famers, you know, like Jake, the Snake Roberts, Scott Hall. He, you know, if it wasn't for DDP, I am a firm believer that we would not have Jake the Snake or Scott Hall here today. They would not be alive. I'm a firm believer of that. You know, and I kept hoping that of all people that DDP would be like, hey, you know, come home to the USA, you know, and please don't take this as I'm blaming DDP. I'm just saying the thoughts that are going through my head, like, you know, I wish it would have been a situation like, hey, Chyna's moving into the DDP crib and he's gonna help her out. You know, I always hope that would have been the factor, but that never happened. She could have really used that. So I guess some reports came out that she's been battling sleep issues, that she was on anxiety and sleeping medication. I guess some years ago she OD'd on sleep medication. You hate to assume things, but man, the way she looked in her last few videos, something was really wrong with her, you know. You know, and I know a lot of people are gonna be wondering what the WWE's next move is. Well, you know, Steph said some nice words last night. This morning, Triple H said some very nice words as well. And you know, Mick Foley is very. He gets on his Facebook page a lot and talks about current stuff. He put up a very nice tribute talking about how when his daughter Noelle was little, and he'd bring her to work once in a while, and Chyna would take his daughter by the hand, and they'd go get her hair done by the girls that, you know, do makeup or whatever, and they go get nails done or something to that effect. He said in the tribute, and that him as a parent and that his wife as a parent never forgot those things that she did. You know, as a parent, you don't forget those things, and that's true. You know, someone shows your kid kindness, you remember that stuff. You do. I'm a parent. I can vouch for that. I just hope, all in all, whatever comes out of this, as far as, you know, they say it doesn't look like it was an attempted suicide. You know, if anything, it was, I'm guessing, an accidental overdose. You know, or you know, or her body just gave out, after years and years of abuse between alcohol and whatever other substances, what other demons she had. I'm going to call it now. I think the WWE will put her in the Hall of Fame, but I don't know if they're going to put her in as a separate entity. I've got a feeling that just because there is some controversy surrounding her, they're going to put DX in the Hall of Fame next year, like as a group, and they'll include Chyna as part of that, because what Triple H said does have a little bit of weight. As much as you love it or as much as you hate it, they are a publicly traded company, so they got to be careful with that stuff. As much as you don't like it, I don't like it either. She should have been in the Hall of Fame years ago. But there is stupid politics that goes hand in hand with that. Whether you like it or not. People are comparing this to a Chris Benoit situation. This is nothing like Chris Benoit. Chyna never hurt anyone. Well, besides herself, unfortunately. So, but yeah, she influenced a lot of female, and I'm sure some male wrestlers. I mean, she's tough. She accomplished a lot of things, and was an iconic part of the Attitude Era. And and I've said this more than once on here, so just bear with me. When I took a break from watching wrestling as a kid, and when I started watching it again, it was kind of at the tail end of the whole Attitude Era thing. So the most of what I saw of Chyna's career in the WWE was at the tail end of it, when she finally became WWE Women's, or WWF, whatever, Women's Champion. I didn't see a lot of the crazy, insane things she did with DX. I want to go back and watch that. Thank God for the network. You can go watch that now. I don't know how much of the Attitude Era is actually on there. I'd have to go look. But I know they do have a lot of episodes of Raw on there. So we'll check that out sometime soon. WWE.com is putting up, they did put up the article saying she passed away, and they did put up pictures, an album of pictures of her throughout her career. So, that's a good sign that they are going to do something for her. I'm sure. Sorry. This is... I was thinking about this last night. I was like, damn it. Why the hell do I have to love wrestling so much? This is one of those things where I was like, not literally punching myself, but just, mentally punching myself, like, damn, Hopefully this Monday they will put out a good few-minute tribute video towards about Chyna, and then somewhere down the line, hopefully they'll do a DVD tribute. Show her matches, do a nice a nice documentary, you know, and no bullshit, no, oh, this is the decline of, you know, Chyna. You know, I can't imagine they would do something like that. You know, they did that to the Ultimate Warrior because there was a lot of bad blood and a lot of bad politics. But in the light of everything that's happened, especially after the death of the Ultimate Warrior, I think that makes them rethink a lot of stuff. Like, hey, you know, and especially this, you know, it's like, you know, cut the bullshit, cut the politics. Start reaching out to those who do need help and honor their legacy. It's time to do that. Put egos aside, you know. There's no place for it, you know. So yeah, it's tragic and it's sad, you know. And then also today we lost Prince. I don't know if I'm going to do a tribute to Prince. I might do a short one, but that's sad too, you know. Man, I grew up loving that music, you know. I've loved all sorts of music, you know. I'm basically a hard rock, heavy metal head right now. I like a lot of classic hip hop, rap from, you know, back when the fun stuff from the 80s and early 90s, that stuff. Man, it's so much, so much within a 24-hour period, man. It just hurts. It hurts bad. It hurts really bad. Especially when you're someone like me who, A, loves wrestling, and B, loves music. And, alright. That's it for this one.